First and foremost, all praises are due to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem, Rakak Wadash. Double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone for teaching us his truth. Salutations to the brothers around the four corners of the earth who are teaching this word and truth and sincerity. And shalom to the hopeful elect of Israel, the few men, women, and children that believe in this word. This is your brother Kawat Sabah coming at you with another lesson. This one is entitled, Don't Be Attached to the Things of This World, because the things of this world are very temporal. Your material possessions, so-called money that has no value, whatever it may be, the things of this world are temporal. And those of us who are part of the hopeful elect, we're looking forward to the eternal world, the eternal kingdom with Yahweh Shai in rulership. And we hope to be joint heirs in rulership with Yahweh Shai. Excuse me. When he comes back on the day of the Lord. Let's start off with 2 Corinthians chapter 7 and verse 29. And it, excuse me, that must be the wrong chapter. Let's go to 1 Corinthians, Salakia for that. 1 Corinthians chapter 7. Let's read verse 29. And it reads, But this I say, brethren, the time is short. It remaineth that both they that have wives be as though they had none. So this is Paul speaking, of course, back in his time, but he was referring to the days that we're in now. The time is short. You can see things are lining up for Jacob's trouble. You can see the elites of the Edomites are setting everything up for chaos to bring about the MOTB spoken of in Revelation chapter 13, verse 16. So we can see those times are lining up. So time is short. So it remaineth that those that have wives be as though they don't have none. And you have many brothers that do have wives, all right? They have mates, but they're engrossed in the work of the Lord. So this is the time to be, no time for error. We're in the bottom of the ninth. So if you're a man of the Lord, try to work as hard as you can. Do as many lessons or sit downs as you can. Go out on the highways and byways if you have the faith and courage to do so. Let's continue. Let's read this again. 1 Corinthians 7 and verse 29. But this I say, brethren, the time is short. It remaineth that both they that have wives be as though they had none. Let's read verse 30 to NLT. Those who weep or who rejoice or who buy things should not be absorbed by their weeping or their joy or their possessions. So we shouldn't be worried about, trying to get the latest model of the new car, the new Cadillac. We're trying to buy real estate. This ain't that time to be absorbed by material possessions because time is short. We only have a limited amount of time before, Babylon America is destroyed. Yahweh Shai comes back in the big fathership to extract the elect out of Babylon America before Babylon America is destroyed with nuclear missiles and fire. So time is short. So this ain't the time to be getting into material possessions. 1 Corinthians 7 and verse 31. Let's read 1 Corinthians 7 verse 31 in NLT. Those who use the things of the world should not become attached to them. For this world as we know it will soon pass away. This world, this present evil temporal world is going to be passing away soon and very soon. Let's go to 1 John chapter 2. 1 John chapter 2 and verse 15. And it reads, Love not the world, neither the things that are in the world. If any man love the world, the love of the Father is not in him. So we are not to love this world, where we exist in this world, but we are not to love the things of this world. We're looking forward to Babylon America being destroyed. So if you love this world, you want Babylon America in the world to continue in wickedness as it presently is, is in wickedness. You want this temporal, evil, wicked world to continue. So the love of the Father is not in you. Because those of us who are part of the hope for elect, we have our hope in Yahweh Shai coming back as King of Kings and Lord of Lords in establishing his kingdom of righteousness. Let's read verse 16. For all that is in the world, The lust of the flesh and the lust of the eyes and the pride of life is not of the Father, but is of the world. You see? So the lust of the flesh, material possessions, the lust of women, adultery, committing adultery, the lust of the eyes, and the pride of life. Look what I got. I'm going to go for my PhD. I'm a lawyer. I'm a doctor. I have a career plan. You see? So all of that is not of the Father, but is of the world. Let's go to Luke chapter 16 and verse 13. And it reads, no servant can serve two masters. This is Yahushua speaking. It's in the red. For either he will hate the one and love the other, or else he will hold to the one and despise the other. Ye cannot serve Yahweh and mammon, which is money. So you can't serve this world, okay, in materialism and possessiveness, and Yahweh Bashim Yahushua at the same time. You have to choose one. Now, we have to use money as a defense, okay, but we are not to love money. You see, the love of money is the root of all evil, but you have to use money to pay your rent, put gas in your car, buy food, so on and so forth. All right. But the main thing is you can't serve two masters. So either you're in with the Lord or you're out. Okay. You're either hot or cold. He'd rather you be hot, okay, on fire for this truth. We know the Lord is a consuming fire, or else you're cold. You're on the outside. You don't care about being a Hebrew Israelite. Okay. You don't care about Yahushua. You don't care about the upcoming destruction of Babylon, America. You're in the world. You see, you can't be on the fence in the middle. So let's continue. Let's read. Let's go to Luke chapter 12. Luke chapter 12, and let's read verse 13. Luke 12 and verse 13, and it reads, and one of the company said unto him, Master, speak to my brother that he divide the inheritance with me. So this is one of the company, a man that was speaking to Yahushua. Okay, he came to Yahushua and said, hey, speak to my brother that he divide the inheritance that they received from their parents with him. And he said unto him, man, who made me a judge or a divider over you? So Yahushua said, I'm not the judge to decide how your inheritance should be split. And he said unto them, take heed and beware of covetousness, for a man's life consisteth not in the abundance of the things which he possesseth. So Yahweh said, hey, beware. Don't be, beware of covetousness, materialism, all right, avarice, greed. For a man, your life doesn't consist of, okay, the abundance of things in which you possess. This is a very temporal world we're in right now. Luke 12 and verse 16, and he spake a parable unto them, saying, the ground of a certain man, a rich man, brought forth plentifully. And he thought within himself, saying, what shall I do? Because I have no room where to bestow my fruits. So this was a rich man, and the land he had was bringing forth a lot of fruits and vegetables, okay? A lot of harvest. And he said, this will I do. I will pull down my barns and build greater, and there will I bestow all my fruits and my goods. So he decided to, build up, okay? Tear down his barns, his present barns, and build a bigger barn so he can put all his fruits and his items inside that barn. You have many people now that are prepping, you see, mostly Edomites, you see, so-called white man, the devil or adversary, doing a lot of prepping, you see, buying 100 cases of water, building bunkers within their houses, you see, buying, 10,000 cans of beans, so on and so forth. You see what I'm saying? So we are not to have that attitude. Now you are to be prudent, of course, yeah, get you a couple cases of water, but those of us who are part of the hopeful elect, we're going to have our faith in Yahweh Bashim Yahushai. We're going to have faith. He's going to, provide us with water and food for the times that are coming. Let's read Luke 12 and verse 19. So he built the bigger barn. Luke 12 and 19, and I will say to my soul, soul, thou hast much goods laid up for many years. take thine ease, eat, drink, and be merry. So he's saying to himself, you know what? I built a bigger barn. I stored all my food in there, my wine, my cheeses, so on and so forth. I'm going to sit back and relax. You see? So some of our people have that attitude too. 2/3 of our people, the Hebrew Israelites, so-called blacks, Latinos, Native Americans here in Babylon, America. All right. And you have some, okay, maybe without, you know, outside of a Babylon, America, but mostly the 2/3 here in Babylon, America, you know, they have that attitude. Many of them have that attitude that, hey, I'm good. You know, I got food stacked up. I got guns. I got ammunition. I got plenty of drink. I'm going to sit back and be merry. Babylon, America is going to be surviving for the next 10, 20, 30 years. Let's read verse 20. But this is Yahweh's response. Luke 12, verse 20. But Yahweh said unto him, thou fool, this night thy soul shall be required of thee. Then whose shall those things be, which thou hast provided? So Yahweh can take you out anytime. He's the king of terrors. Okay. He bringeth alive and he make, you know, and he killeth. So he can take you out just like that. So Yahweh said unto him, this is the parable, of course. Okay. This night I could take your soul. And then where is that stuff that you built up? Where is it going to go? You can't take it with you. Okay. You were born without nothing. You're going to die without nothing. Let's read verse 21. So is he that layeth up treasure for himself and is not rich towards Yahweh. So this man was laying up treasure for himself. And he was worried about, you know, money and material things versus being rich towards Yahweh, versus having faith in Yahweh, that he's going to look after you. So let's go to 2nd Esdras chapter 16. Second Esdras chapter 16, and let's read verse 35. Because the times we're coming in, we're going to have faith in the hope for elect. Okay, we know Isaiah chapter 33 and verse 6 states, wisdom and knowledge shall be the stability of thy times. So let's continue. Let's read 2nd Esdras 16 and verse 35. And it reads, hear now these things and understand them, ye servants of the Lord. Behold, the word of the Lord, receive it. Believe not the gods of whom the Lord spake. So don't worship other gods. Buddha, Allah, you see, Haile Selassie. Okay, we are not to worship any other gods. Behold, the plagues draw nigh and are not slack. So when Jacob's trouble comes, the civil war, the race riots, the famine of food, okay, people waxing cold, a lot of killing, people passing out like dung on the streets from taking that C-19 jungle juice shot. All these things are going to be culminating very fastly. So when they come, they're not going to be slack. As when a woman with child in the 9th month bringeth forth her son, with 2 or 3 hours of her birth, great pains compass her womb. Which pains, when the child cometh forth, they slack not a moment. So it's akin to a woman having a child, and the closer she gets to having that child, the pains increase. You see, in the times of the pain, you know, are closer together. The contractions are closer. First, they're like maybe like an hour, the contractions. Then they're like 45 minutes. You see, and then they're a half an hour. Then they're 15 minutes. Then they're 10 minutes. Then they're 5 minutes. So everything's going to get worse during Jacob's trouble. When they come, it's not going to slack. It's going to be one thing after another. So let's continue. Let's go here. Let's read verse 39. Even so shall not the plagues be slack to come upon the earth, and the world shall mourn, and sorrow shall come upon it on every side. So when the plagues come, they're not going to slack. Now we have this thing called the monkeypox. You had the bird flu thing a couple of weeks ago, so we don't know what they're going to come up with. All right, now we're not saying that there isn't, you know, there's not a such thing as the monkeypox, but we also know that some of this is being conspired by the elites of the Edomites, the bankers. All right, but many pestilence and plagues will come, and they won't slack. Let's read verse 40. O my people, hear my word. make you ready to thy battle, and in those evils be even as pilgrims upon the earth, because this ain't our homeland. The hopeful elector, realize this isn't our homeland. We are like pilgrims upon the earth. So he's saying here, in those evils, be even as pilgrims upon the earth. Get ready to leave your house, leave your car, and your material possessions. So don't be attached to the things of this world. Get into that mindset. We're coming into those times. He that selleth, let him be as he that fleeth away, and he that buyeth as one that will lose. So get into the mindset of losing everything for this truth. Losing everything for not taking that MOTB. He that occupieth merchandise, as he that hath no profit by it, and he that buildeth, as he that shall not dwell therein. So don't get attached to the things of the world. Don't get into trying to build a new house at this point. Time is short. Don't worry about buying acres of real estate. Let's read verse 43, so you can grow food. We're not in that time. Let's read 2 Esdras 16, verse 43. He that soweth as if he should not reap, so also he that planteth the vineyard, as he that shall not gather the grapes. So we're in that time. This ain't the time to be trying to, build up barns, stacking up, cases of food, stacking up ammunition. This ain't that time. This is the time to have faith, to stand steadfast in this truth. So let's continue. Let's go to Luke chapter 17. Luke chapter 17, let's read verse 31, and it reads, in that day, the days we're going to be coming up on, he which shall be upon the housetop, and his stuff in the house, let him not come down to take it away. And he that is in the field, let him likewise not return back. Okay, so that's a precept that goes with Second Esdras, what I just read. All right. So this is the time to be like, hey, when these days come, you may have to leave your house. Leave everything in there. You may have a small bag. So be it. Don't come back to take it away. You're going to have martial law troops. You're going to have lockdowns. You're going to have people robbing and stealing. We're coming into that time. So it's going to take faith, the substance of things hoped for, the evidence of things not seen. Faith that Yahweh Shai is going to look after you. Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai is going to look after you with the angels to feed you, provide water, whatever it may be. Let's read this again. Luke 17 and verse 31. In that day, he which shall be upon the housetop, and his stuff in the house, let him not come down to take it away. Just leave it. And he that is in the field, let him likewise not return back. Remember Lot's wife? So we know Yahweh Shai knew all the scriptures. He came in the volume of the book. So he makes a reference to Lot's wife. As you remember, all right, during the time of in Genesis, in the land of Sodom and Gomorrah, and there was a few other cities as well that got destroyed because of the sexual promiscuity that was going on. So the angels told Lot and his wife and his daughters to leave Sodom and Gomorrah because they were going to destroy this place, okay, for its wickedness. Now, as they were leaving, the angels told them, don't look back, just move forward. And we are going to destroy, Sodom and Gomorrah with fire and brimstone, but just move out. Don't look back. So they were leaving Sodom and Gomorrah. Lot's wife looked back and she was turned into a pillar of salt because she was reminiscing. Okay. She was attached to the things of the world. She was attached to her house. She was attached to the material things that were within her homestead. So she was turned into a pillar of salt when he said, don't look back. So we're coming into the time where you're going to have to leave everything and not look back. You see? Let's read verse 33. Whosoever shall seek to save his life shall lose it. And whosoever shall lose his life shall preserve it. So get into the mindset to give it all away, to leave the world behind, to leave this world behind. The possessiveness, your car, your houses, whatever it is, your land, whatever it may be. Get into the mindset to lose your life and lose your life physically as well, to be killed, put into a concentration camp, be beheaded, you see? But many of our people, 2/3 of our people here in Babylon, America, are going to take that MOTB. They're going to take that MOTB spoken of Revelation 13, verse 16, to try to save their life. They're going to take it because we know Esau, the Edomites, the elites are going to come up with a plan to say, hey, we'll put money on the chip. Just put this chip inside your hand or your forehead. We'll put money on there. You'll have that income every month. You'll be able to feed your family. You'll have your medical. You'll be able to open the car door with your hand. You'll be able to walk into the store and just get your food and walk out with the chip inside your hand. It's going to register. So they're going to fool a lot of our people who are going to try to save their life. Like Lot's wife wanted to look back. She was reminiscent about her former life. She wanted to go back to that life. So many of our people, they want Babylon to stay good. Okay? They want Babylon to prosper for the next 10, 20, 30 years or so. So let's continue. Let's read 1 Timothy 6. You know what? Let's read Luke 17 and verse 33 to NLT. If you cling to your life, you will lose it. And if you let your life go, you will save it. Let's go to 1 Timothy chapter 6. Excuse me, Salakia. 1 Timothy 6 and verse 6. And it reads, but godliness with contentment is great gain. Let's get a definition of that word contentment real quick. So we have here, this is the Greek translation of the word contentment.
Strong's G, 841. Austarkaya. Austarkaya.
Let's get the definition there. A perfect condition of life in which no aid or support is needed. So the hope for elect, okay, we say that in humility, we are content with the things that we have, okay? We're content. I'm not trying to get a brand new car to go in debt. I'm not trying to buy land to build a brand new house. We are content, satisfied. Let's continue. Sufficiency of the necessities of life, the basics. A mind contented with its lot, contentment. So we are content with our lot. Whatever we have right now, we're not trying to increase. We're not trying to become a celebrity. We're not going back to college, okay, to increase our income. We're not trying to, better our career. We are content with what we have right now because we realize we're at the end. So we're looking forward to the new world. We are not attached to the things of this world. So let's continue. Let's go back here. As soon as I can get it here. Okay, 1 Timothy 6, and let's read verse 6 again. But godliness with contentment is great gain, for we brought nothing into this world, and it is certain we can carry nothing out. In having food and raiment, let us be therefore content, satisfied, just having the basics, food and clothing. Just be content. Don't get attached to the things of this world because we're coming into the time where you're going to have that mindset. So on that note, I hope this lesson was edifying to you. And I want to give all praises to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Rakak Badash, Ba'ashem, I want to give all praises to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem, Rakak Badash. Shalom.